Today I'm going to give you a little update on our shed. We've been doing a lot of work on it, trying to get it ready for winter. Oh my goodness, a lot of work. Okay, you can probably see there's been a lot of progress since the last time we've done a shed update. We've got the OSB, all of the insulation and everything behind that, all along this back wall. Hey, check out my new doors. Well, the top door, we can discuss what it's all about, but the bottom door is for our electric panel. Now, the electric panel was mounted too far back into the wall to be able to surface itself. So I could have moved the whole panel forward, but then when I got to thinking about it, I decided I would like it better just to kind of cover over it. So I put this door in to make it easily accessible. The top door is so that I can run additional electric wires. I can open that up, I'll be able to get all the way into the ceiling. I'm not sure that we're done with all the electricity that we're going to want in this shed, so I thought it would be good to have a way to access it, a way to install some more circuits if we need them in the future. The bottom one works great. The top one was working perfectly, but after I painted it, the door swelled a little bit. So it doesn't fully close now. I'm going to have to sand a little off the edge of it. That's probably not going to be great, but hey, it'll work. A couple things back here. You can see that we're started to insulate the door. See the pink on it? The insulation is going really well on that, but I don't like that that's going to have to be the finished surface. So we're trying to find something really thin. It can't be very thick because the door has to slide. Really thin that we could put over that we could have a smooth surface. We've had some crazy ideas, but none of them have really made any sense to us yet as far as being really practical. We thought about doing some plexiglass that we'd put over the whole thing. It'd be nice if we could find something without seams, but it's over 10 feet wide. I think it's almost 11 feet wide, 12 feet high. It's not very practical probably to have a single sheet of anything that'll fit there. Now up at the top you can see I've taken down the track that runs the power door system. I took that down so that I could get the OSB put up there, and I'm about, well, 2/3 done on that. I've got to finish that out today. We got an OSB on this side wall over here. We still have some plastic to put up here, so that's this afternoon's project. I plan to do a whole episode on this new heater we've got. It's not a sponsored heater. We bought it at Tractor Supply. But what I need to say about it is more than I can squeeze into this episode, so stay tuned for that. We'll share a whole episode on our experiences with that heater so far. Not all of them positive, I might add. Many of you have asked about the insulation that we're using on the walls. This is some scrap spray foam insulation. I don't exactly know what it's made for. It's made by a major insulation manufacturer in Shelbyville, Indiana. So we're out of that insulation. So we've got that wall, had enough for all of that wall. We have a little bit over there. We don't have enough of in one section. No big deal, we'll just put some fiberglass in for the rest of that. We really appreciate the opportunity to get this, but it was kind of a pain to deal with, or is kind of a pain to deal with, because we have to cut everything perfectly. It's just a lot harder to put in than regular fiberglass insulation. We were especially concerned about the attic. How were we going to handle the ceiling insulation with that type of insulation? We wanted to make sure we got the cracks all sealed, but yet we were trying to put it over the top of our steel ceiling that we're going to be putting in. It was difficult for us to figure out how we were going to do it anyway, so we decided to go with this white fiberglass. Well, it's called fiberglass, but it doesn't have any of the itchy aspects of fiberglass. It's actually pretty neat stuff. We used it in our attic in our house in Carmel. Like always, we got it at Menards, and we'll be putting that in our ceiling hopefully very soon. What else do we have going here? Oh yeah, we're having some difficulty with leaks. We've got Shane coming in a day or so. Shane's just an expert in everything to do with rehabbing old buildings. He likes to focus on these doors, but my goodness, he's such an expert. We're going to have him come in. He's going to do a little bit of work to try to seal our door better. He's bringing in some, he calls it brush seal, to try to put around the edges of the door so we can stop some of that airflow coming in around that. But while he's here, he's going to help me work on some of these leaks. The construction of this building, well, you've seen it in the past. It's just not up to snuff. It wasn't done properly. Again, we're making it into something, and I think it's going to be great. But there are some areas that are less than perfect. So Shane's going to come and help us with that. I'm pretty excited about that. We were a little bit concerned about how we were going to put this ceiling up in here. We talked a little about using the tractor and loader, but in this tight space, we just felt like the tractor was going to, well, kind of be in the way. So what we've done is we've taken the scaffolding that we already had, we've stacked one on top of another. Now I've got on order a wheel kit. They call it an outrigger kit, which provides wheels on each side, give it a little bit more stability. It's a little shaky up on it now, but I don't know that those outriggers are going to change that a lot. It'll be interesting. It doesn't feel like it's going to come over. It's just got a little shake to it that is a little bit disconcerting. But to be honest, standing on a flat surface rather than on a ladder, that's got its own advantages. I've also got some outside work to do. I bought a cell phone booster several months ago. I've been wanting to do a review on it, and I haven't got around to it. Well, actually, I thought maybe the review would be a little more accurate if I had the antenna mounted where it ought to go, rather than just laying in the bush right here in front of the shed. But we're going to mount that cell phone booster antenna as well as a small TV antenna right out on the end, that peak of the roof. We've got a little pipe. We're just going to mount it up there maybe 5 or 10 feet right above the peak of the roof. You can see the white cable running down here maybe. I don't know, those lights are bright in your camera, I know. So my intent is to put a shelf there above the workbench that you see. We probably won't have that workbench there, but you'll get the point. A shelf along the wall there where we put all the IT related stuff. I'm thinking a Wi-Fi router, that cell phone booster. I'm not sure what else will go there, but I want to make sure I put an electrical outlet up there just to be ready for more electronics that might need to be put there. Maybe we need some audio. I don't know. And yeah, maybe that big screen. We've got to get this ceiling in soon for a couple of reasons. First, it's getting cold. And that little heater I got, even though it's quite a powerful heater, it's just not enough when it's really, really cold. Secondly, you can see the orange cable maybe and the yellow cable hanging down from the ceiling in the middle. We have a big surprise coming, probably the week after Thanksgiving. So we've got to get that buttoned up and ready to go for that big surprise. No, I can't tell you about it any further. But beyond all that, I'm so looking forward to having everything in the shed, everything put away. I don't know about everything. We got a lot of attachments now, but it would be nice to at least be able to get most of our stuff in the shed and for everything to have a home so that I don't have to just search randomly for stuff. This has been very, very difficult. It's been a distraction for us, really. We've had a tough year because it's been hard to use our storage facility. It's been hard to find tools. And overall, it's just been something that's kind of nagged at us or bothered us all year long. This move has not been easy for us. You guys know what it's like to move, a lot of you if you've moved. I hadn't moved for over 20 years, and the last time we moved, we had not nearly as much stuff as we do now. So it's got much more difficult for us to actually move, and if we were to have to move again now, it'd be even worse. So yeah, it's been tough, and if any of you guys are going through that, I understand what it's like. I mean, even though it's been difficult this year, because of the move, it's been quite a rewarding year as well. We've got to know a lot more of you. We really appreciate your support. You know, I suppose it is kind of that time of year coming up to where we begin to be a little retrospective and look back over all the changes that have happened. And, you know, for us a year ago, we were still in our Carmel house. And I mean, the changes have been dramatic for our lives, for our family. And we're thankful to you guys for continuing to watch us. We really appreciate it. Just getting to know you guys is really special to us. It makes it all worthwhile. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you got any questions about the shed from what you've seen here, don't hesitate to ask. Sometimes it's hard for me to know exactly the areas that might be of interest. In any case, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. just some adventure like that. Adventure. I'm sorry, I was looking over there and Martha was chasing her tail and I totally lost my train of thought, and that's how come I used the word adventure.